Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again. It's Tuesday. Um, it's Tuesday, February the 4th, 2020, and it's time that you know what that means. It's time for the anime convention preview, where I look over and see the upcoming weekend's cons to let you know where who's going to be where and stuff. So let's get started here. First off, we're going to head out to Michigan to a place called Sterling Heights, Michigan, where over this weekend of Friday, February the 7th to Sunday, February the 9th of 2020 at the Wyndham Garden, Sterling Heights, astronom astronom okay, Astronomicon is happening. It's a comic convention. Astronomicon is Metro Detroit's newest public culture convention where you will be able to have fun for the whole family. Let me see. Let's see. And then and I know the next question you're going to ask me is who exactly is going to be there? Um, well, for for most of you WWE fans, you should be happy because current WWE superstar, Diva superstar Alexa Bliss will be there um, um, on Sunday, February 9th, 2020. Photo ops and VP packages available for pre-sale only. So Alexis Bliss, the current WWE Diva superstar, will be there, as well as WWE Hall of Fame wrestling legend um, Amy Dumas, better known to fans as Lita, the former WWE Women's Champion as well as Divas Champion. Also in attendance there, representing the WWE, will be the Boogeyman. Some of you might remember him from his stint in the WWE, and of course Hall of Fame legend Brutus the Barber Beefcake, former WWF World Tag Team Champion, with Greg Valentine as the Dream Team back in the 80s. Um, so basically you got Brutus Beefcake, the Boogeyman, Lita, and Alexis Bliss who will be there. For those of you who are WWE fans, you might want to go and check that out and say hi to them and let them know you appreciate their talents. Might be able to, particularly with Lita and with Brutus Beefcake, you might be able to relive some old memories. Next off, we're gonna head out to Omaha, Nebraska for ConPyCon, ConPyCon 2020. Also happening this weekend, February 7th through the 9th, 2020, at the Ramada Plaza by Wyndham Omaha um, Coco Key Water Resort. A lot of places named Wyndham here, with the Y spelling, mind you. This is an anime convention organized by AnimeCon.org, not to be confused, of course, AnimeCons.com, where I'm getting the information for these sites from. ConPayCon is a community-focused annual Japanese cultural appreciation convention with a focus on anime, manga, and Japanese video gaming. Come to socialize with new friends in various settings, including our formal ball, room parties, and concerts. Wear your cosplay, meet incredible special guests, and have fun in a family friendly convention setting. Okay, so for the advance rates for ConPyCon, um, through February 23rd, Okay, that's kind of interesting. Um, $30 through February 23rd, 2020. The thing is, though, that's well past the date of the con, though. At door rates will be $30 for all 3 days, $20 for each individual day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, make that what you will. And then, and let's see who's going to be at ConPyCon. Um, wait, actually, just, oh, yeah. Okay, so Chuck Huber is going to be at ConPyCon in Kentucky. Everybody knows him, of course. Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. He was Android 17 and King Pilaf in the Dragon Ball series. So yeah, he'll be there. Um, Also, John Stalker will be there. John Stalker is a Canadian, voice actor known. He's also been an ADR director. No, has worked on such series as Sailor Moon. The Deke dub back in the 90s, as well as X-Men the animated series, which he portrayed the roles of Graydon Creed and Leech. So yeah, so John Stalker and Chuck Huber will be in Omaha, Nebraska at ConPyCon. If you guys want to go over and say hi to them, let them know appreciate their work. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Um, so moving. Oh, and now I normally wouldn't advertise these people, but considering particularly in this one case, Rob Mungle and Greg Ayers are going to be there as well. They're both Texas-based voice actors, both having started out ADB and then moving on to Funimation. Rob Mungle, of course, was the one who was part of, back at OhioCon a couple weeks ago, was part of that roast that was led by Amanda Winley. He was another one who took shots at, took pot shots at Vic. And then Greg Ayers is going to be, now Rob Mungle. Okay. Um, yeah, you know, um, he's basically some of the works he's been involved include, some of the roles include Amano Jaku from Ghost Stories, Mr. 8 from One Piece, um, Matsushita from Angel Beats, and Pedro Domingo from Excel Saga. Um, Now, again, normally I wouldn't like promote the Kick Vic voice actors, but this is kind of noteworthy because one, this is going to be one of the first times in a while that we've seen somebody Chuck who is who has been somewhat of an outspoken supporter of Vic, and some people who are outspoken detractors of Vic going to be there, and Rob Mungle and Greg Ayers. As I was mentioning, Rob Mungle was the one who was part of that roast a couple weeks ago at OhioCon, where he took he along with Amanda Winley and a few others took pot shots at Vic. Um, Greg Ayers is another one who is known to have an axe to grind with Vic. Now, for those of you who don't know, Greg Ayers is, as I said, he's like Vic. He started out with ADV and eventually moved on to to Funimation. Let me see if I can find what he has done here, just so see if they list any of. Oh yeah, he right now probably the role most people would know him as is the voice of Frost from Dragon Ball Super. That'd probably be the big role most people would know him from right now. Um, Frost from Dragon Ball Super. So So anyways, now normally, as I said, I don't promote the Kick Vic VAs, but figured I should just, if anybody who is in Nebraska, if you're planning on going to that con, just be aware, and just keep the peace. Don't engage them. It's fine if you are a fan of theirs, if you're a fan of Chuck and you're a fan of, the other two, you know, and you want to, support them. That's fine. Just don't start any drama. As people who support Vic, we should probably we should probably be better than that. Not start any drama. But I'm just giving you guys a heads up there, so you know. Okay, so moving on now. So now we're gonna move on to Norfolk, Virginia. Um, Now I'm promoting this con even though there's nobody of note that anybody would know going to this con because guest wise, but I'll explain why I'm going to promote this con in a moment. Um, ODU Con 2020 in Norfolk, Virginia, which is happening at Old Dominion University at the Webb University Center. Okay, Old Dominion University Anime Club will be holding its annual convention in support of the Relay for Life. Come out and join us for a weekend of nerdiness and fighting against cancer. Okay, and it's $15 for all 3 days for outdoor rates. So, um, now mind you, there's no guest of note there. Nobody that I think anybody would really know, but if you are in the Norfolk, Virginia area, or Norfolk, Virginia area, you should consider going to this con because they are trying to raise money. Now, the Relay for Life, for those of you who don't know, is it's a charity run that helps raise money for cancer research and treatments and all that. So, um, so they're putting on an anime convention. You go there, have fun, maybe meet some new friends, you know, um, share the anime experience and maybe even help out with a good cause by going there and supporting the con. Um, it's run by the Old Dominion University Anime Club. So basically, outdoor rates for the general public is $15 for all 3 days. So I'd encourage you guys to go. Even if you're not going to see anybody guest wise that it's still a good one to go to, just because of the cost if you happen to be there. Moving on now, as we move from Norfolk, Virginia to Roanoke, Virginia, we head over to the Holiday Inn Roanoke Valley View for Star City Anime. Oh, by the way, of course, the Old Dominion ODU Con is happening the 7th to the 9th. So is this one. Um, the weekend of the 7th to the 9th. So organized by Black Materia Incorporated. Star City Anime is the anime convention of Roanoke, Virginia. We hope you'll join us in celebrating the love anime and video games at our convention. Um, our convention features 3 full days of panels, workshops, events, guest signings, dances, and more. And then the advance rate through the 8th, which is Saturday, is $40. Outdoor rates $40 for all 3 days, $25 on Friday, $30 on Saturday, $20 on Sunday. So now let's see who is going to be there. Okay, Aaron Dismuke, who of course is the first voice of Alphonse Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, as well as he's also Hibiki from Fairy Tale. He will be there. So if you guys in Roanoke want to head over to that con and say hi to Aaron, let him know that you appreciate his work, and really, and everybody knows, Aaron's relationship with Vic. I think everybody knows, they're pretty good friends, really close. Aaron was also at that roast a couple weeks ago. I mentioned he was actually one of four. Him, Mike Centurna class, Alejandro Saab, and Jerry Jewell, who did not take shots at Vic. Obviously, in Aaron's case, you know why. You know, so I would hope you guys would go out to say hi to him and show him your support. You know, in this time. So that being said, let's move on. Let's get ready to move on a little bit more here. Um, so let's see. Oh, now we're gonna head to West Allis, um, West Allis, Wisconsin for Milwaukee Comic Con 2020. It's going to be held at the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. It is a comic convention organized by Mighty Con Shows. And here's what they say about it. Good news, everyone. The Milwaukee Comic Convention keeps on growing, and it's back with a bigger and better than ever show. This February 8th, so I think it's a one-day con. Let me see. Yeah, it's this Saturday. This February 8th, the Milwaukee Comic Con is taking over the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Comic Con will feature over 300 artist tables, vendor booths, and special guests. But we're also bringing cash prize cosplay contests, video gaming tournaments, and a whole weekend of fun in one day. Milwaukee's largest comic book and pop culture event. So basically, whether you get the tickets in advance or at the door, it's the same price, $8. That's for a 1 day con, that's a pretty good deal. $8. Give them $8. You can go in and hang out. Let's see who's gonna be there because I think there is gonna be some guest of note gonna be there. Let's see as soon as I can find it. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, for those of you who are Power Rangers fans, Tracy Lynn Cruz, who plays the Yellow Ranger from the Power Rangers Turbo, and Power Rangers Turbo and Power Rangers in Space. According to this, their little sub note here, the season that saved the Power Rangers franchise. But basically, she'll be there. She'll be there. In Milwaukee, if you guys want to go say hi to her. Um, for those of you who are Power Rangers fans, Tracy Lynn Cruz, who played the Yellow Ranger and Power Rangers Turbo Power Rangers in Space. So with that being said, getting ready to move on here. The last con I'm going to talk about here is in Simi Valley. We're going to head out west to Simi Valley Toy and Comic Fest 2020. For those of you in and around the Simi Valley area, if you head over to the Grand Vista Hotel this Sunday, February 9th, they will be having the Simi Valley Toy and Comic Fest. It's a toy show with comics programming organized by Toy Wizards. Simi Valley Toy and Comic Fest is the premier toy and comic book show in Simi Valley, California. We are bringing the love of collectibles and convention fun to Ventura County on Sunday, February 9th, 2020. The outdoor rates will be $10. So that's another good deal for a 1 day con. $10 to get in. For those of you in and around the Simi Valley area, if you want to, head over there. And now, letting you know who's going to be there guest wise. Catherine Sutherland will be there, who is a pink. I don't know which because they don't say here, but Catherine, for some Power Rangers fans, Catherine Sutherland played the Pink Ranger in one of the seasons. I don't know which one though. However, also in attendance will be Phil Ortiz, who is one of the voices on The Simpsons. Let's see, and then last but not least of note, Kim Lynn Tran will be in attendance there. She's a LA-based voice actress who is known primarily for her work on the Dragon Ball Abridged series. So Kim Lynn Tran, Catherine Sullivan, and Phil Ortiz. So if you guys in Simi Valley want to go over and say hi to them and let them know you appreciate their work, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. And with that, that covers the main portion of this, the anime convent. As I previewed, tell you who's going to be where. Um, so now let's look at um. Okay, so now with that being said and done, let's take a trip through time on this date in Nietzsche history as we look over as we basically look over the you know you know we look over throughout on this date in history of Nietzsche culture, from animes to cartoons to pro wrestling to comics. So here we go. So first off, we go all the way back to 1937. Um, on this date in 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the first animated feature film produced by Walt Disney, was released on this day. It was theatrically released on this day. Snow White and the Seven on this date in 1937. Even though it wasn't the first full-length animated feature, it was the first animated feature film that gained a huge success in the English-speaking world. It was not only the first feature film with sound, but also it was the first to be filmed in Technicolor. So this was the first animated film, had wide range success, was the first one with sound and with Technicolor. On this date in 1937 was when Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, produced by Walt Disney, was released in theaters. So now let's move ahead in time to we're going to move ahead in time to on this date in 1950. Cincinnati TV station WLWT, owned at the time by the Crosley Broadcasting Company, as in Crosley Field for baseball fans out there, old-time baseball fans, innovates televised studio wrestling when it debuts a wrestling show produced at the station studios. Of course, this is an innovation because eventually later other parts of the country would do this, and most notably down in Georgia, in which they would produce, which would about 11 years after this would debut Georgia Championship Wrestling, which would become World Championship Wrestling, one of the primary NWA programs. So also, obviously earlier than this, I think St. Louis also had a long time wrestling show as well. That was up and running around this time. So on this date, they said that Cincinnati TV station innovated it. So, and of course Cincinnati, Ohio, that would have been like the NWA Ohio. I think the Ohio, Western New York. So, that would have been probably what had been covered at the time. Um, So, with that being said, let's move on to the next date in history. And in 1950. So, I initially said Ziggly, but confusing that with something else. On this date in 1960, Superman 136 would go on sale on this date. Now, normally I know I don't do it unless it's like a milestone issue, like 50, 100, whatever. But in this case, there was a significant story here. The Secret of Kryptonite. It's the second story in the comic. It was part of a kind of a series they were doing called the Untold Tales of Superman when he was Superboy. Um, this was a story that was in on Earth One, recounting how Superboy, how the world first learned of kryptonite and its effects on Superman. So on this date, 1940, Superman 136 was put out on the newsstands, in which they had the story of how the world of Earth One came to know of kryptonite, Superman's weakness. That's a pretty significant story. That's why I decided to share that. And then we move ahead to 1984 for this last bit of history. Um, Heavy Metal Lagame, I guess, is okay, so on this date in 1984, the anime version of Heavy Metal Lagam um, debuted on the Nagoya Broadcasting Network. Um, Heavy Metal Lagam was a Japanese mecha series produced by Sunrise, directed by Yoshiyuki Tomino. So on this date in 1984, debuted the anime series Heavy Metal Lagam. Guess that's how you might pronounce it, but so with that being said, if you guys want to contact me, and always remember too, guys, that if there, if you want to meet your favorite voice actor actress at a convention, then what you got to do is you got to contact or at any convention, whether it's voice actors or even an actors, we saw with Power Rangers. Um, you need to contact your local cons and in a very polite and respectful manner um, ask them to invite the voice voice actress you want to meet. That's how they get invited. That's how they get to cons. They need to be invited. Um, and if you want to contact me directly, you can check out my Discord. You can join it if you like. You can direct message me there. Also, as you know, I'm promoting a bunch of different dub companies. And Funimation is not the only game in town, contrary to what they might want you to think. And also, as you guys know, I'm also still promoting the GoFundMe's. If you guys want to check those out, remember, never feel pressured to give. Nobody wants to see you go bankrupt. You know, if you have the means to, and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. And if you are not able to donate, you can still help out the cause by sharing the link. Because obviously, sharing is caring, and you may never know. Somebody in your circle of friends may see it and decide, yeah, I want to help out too. Doesn't hurt to ask. Hurt to put the information out there. And if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys. I hope to see you guys at the premiere of this tonight. I hope you find this informative and entertaining. And I will talk to you later. Bye.